We hardly need a homily after that. But I wrote it, so. So, a few months ago, I met a man named Doug. Doug is the owner and manager of the corporate gym in my new office. My work colleagues and I met him down at the gym, toured the facilities, and then went to get our photo IDs. While we were waiting for each photo ID, we chatted. He looked at his watch and mentioned he needed to leave in 15 minutes to go buy a BMW. He said, yeah, I just decided that I want that German engineering since I drive around the hills of Westchester and Connecticut where my 3 gyms are. So I'm going to just do it and buy a BMW.
Here, Bert.
He continued, yeah, I just decided to press the reset button. Okay, what the heck does that mean, I thought. Yep, he said, my whole life, I would stop at Dunkin' Donuts every day. Now I only stop at Starbucks for my coffee. Like I said, I'm pressing the reset button. Okay, I thought, still mystified. My curiosity was sparked. Had Doug decided to like go status and delude himself that it was something deeper? Or were these the symbols of some true life change? Since then, I've thought a lot about this idea. Doug revealed 2 symbols of pressing the reset button. I know nothing of his substance of the reset, or whether there is any, frankly. Over time, I came up with a framework. First, you have to decide that you want to press a reset button, and obviously know why. Then you have to figure out what you're going to do, literally. And do you have the hope it takes to see it through? And somewhere in the mix, are there symbols that will facilitate it all? In Doug's case, weirdly facilitate it all. Life, routine patterns, we're drawn to them. Emotional, financial stability are based on those. We depend on those in order to allow us to grow and expand and enjoy life. But taken too far and relied on too much, do we become the protagonist in Steph's song? As she sang, it's not simple to say that most days I don't recognize me. She also sang, it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. Unlike that heroine, we don't have to be at an all-time low in our lives to see the need to press the reset button. I think you can press the reset button as a tweak to your life, like medium tweak, bigger than a New Year's resolution, but smaller than going it out all overboard. But it is discomforting to consider a big change. What if we make a mistake? The scary part of Steph's song, for me, was just that. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or 2 for the girl that I knew. First, it's so hard to be honest with oneself, right? Second, I would not give it all back and start over? No way. But would I like to rewrite an ending or 2? Yes. And let me repeat the quote from my Stephen Sondheim lyric. I chose and my world was shaken, so what? The choice may have been mistaken. The choosing was not. Move on. And that gives me goosebumps. Sometimes it is time for a change, but you don't know what to change. Stephen Sondheim's character said, darn it, just make a change. And this is mind-blowing for me. My parents were proponents of rationality and analysis as the drivers of everything you do and everything you feel. When I saw the show for the first time, the Sondheim show, my throat caught and I literally teared up. It was an overwhelming concept. Don't worry about making a mistake, move on. And this is where hope comes in. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Don't you love the idea that hope perches in the soul as if it was unasked? It's just there, gifted to you. If you let hope perch, it will help you and it'll never stop. If you don't let it perch, it won't be there, so it can't help you. I also cherish the idea that hope sings the tune without the words. No words? Then what does it mean? How can I interpret it? How can I parse out its meaning? How can hope help make a decision? There's no words. And of course we know it can. We just can't explain it. As Kathy Fusen-Hurt in the second reading said, the way through is the way hard. Finally, the symbols of pressing the reset button. Doug and his symbols. After I met Doug, in the next 10 minutes, both him and I found this bizarre link. He grew up in the farmhouse that my mother Greta grew up in.
Oh no.
Yeah. In Hatchville, Massachusetts. So I quickly felt close to him and him to me. And by the way, my extended family has built houses down the street and across the street from the old farmhouse. So we still live there, we still go back there. This is on Cape Cod. So I quickly felt close to Doug and him to me and discovered two tragic events that happened to Doug. When Doug was 15, his older brother was killed in a car accident in Hatchville at 1 a.m. on Sandwich Road, right near my mother's house, back when Doug was a teen. His family imploded. Doug went away to school, the house was sold, and his parents separated. The second tragic event. Doug's children were attending the Sandy Hook Elementary School on the day of the massacre in 2012. His boys were not physically harmed, thank God. However, his wife became an alcoholic. Because, you know, the wives are usually the ones in the PTA. They know the mothers, they know the kids. His family, like the other families, went to therapy in New Haven for a year. And Doug said one of his sons has been permanently emotionally affected by the events of that day. Ultimately, Doug had to divorce his wife. So now what do we think about the BMW or the Starbucks? I don't really have an answer to that. But I bet they are symbols that change is possible for Doug. Or better said, they're symbols of hope that change is possible. We are all wise enough to know that change is not a given. There can be real obstacles. But there can be hope that change can happen. Maybe hope is spending more time with people you love. Or journaling. You commit to writing a journal every morning. Or maybe hope is a new hair color. Or a BMW and a cup of high-end coffee. Or hope can be a bird that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Okay. Please rise and bow to your spirit.